Hi, I'm Tom Ray from the band Lorenzo's Music, and we have been working on an experiment for a song that is built on audio from a live stream that we did out here at our studio. We're an open source band, and it's something we're really passionate about. We use only open source tools and software for recording and making our music. We even release all of our music under Creative Commons, which is similar in a sense to open source. People can download, remix, reuse, and build upon our music for their own projects. And for this song, we have been writing it in the open source DAW Ardour. In the last video session for this song, we extracted audio from the live stream, we imported it into the Ardour session, and then we set up some room mics in the studio and recorded a part with bass and guitars together in the room. So this time I am adding vocals to the song, and I'm also going to be using some of the effects that are built into the production suite that we use, Ubuntu Studio. So before I start, I need to create a new branch for the song in GitHub. In the last video, I talked about how we came up with a method to use the version control site GitHub to collaborate. This method actually makes it possible for us, the whole band, to have access to the full DAW sessions, and we can even record and make changes from them remotely. So I created a new branch and switched to that, and this one is for the vocals I'm going to record and whatever other changes I want to make. Now, just to recap some of the things about this song, it is from a live stream clip that had kind of an old tape sound to it. That's just the way it sounded in the room. It was one of our very first live stream songwriting sessions that we do on our YouTube channel. And I thought it sounded really cool, and we were able to keep that going with the guitars and the bass that we added from the last session. And so I want the vocals that I'm going to be adding to match that kind of mood too. So here I've got the new DAW session open for the vocal part, and what I did first is I created a MIDI track so I could kind of mess with a melody and figure out the type of vocal line that I wanted to do. And what I landed on was this particular line here. So that's the first line that I came up with, and I've got a few other sections here that I worked on for different parts of the song. I wrote the lyrics while I was listening back to that keyboard line, and they keep in line with sort of the idea of the movie soundtrack that this is for, and it really works to the realization that too much time for the character has passed. Then I recorded the vocals, and like I said, I still wanted to capture that mood of an old tape sound, and I recorded it using a vintage bullet mic. It's a harmonica mic actually, but I use it a lot for vocals just because I like the sound of it. It's a way to kind of add a distorted effect, but kind of a subtle one. I don't know, it's got a distinctive sound that's really hard to recreate, and I can also use it live. So the vocals I came up with, here are some of them.
Like you said, had no plan.
And those kind of sound like an old tape recorded vocal, and along with the rest of it coming in, there's the rest of the band.
Always there, but not. I knew it would end.
And then on the end of the song, I actually recorded two vocal lines. I had my original one that I sang into the harmonica mic, and then I set up another room mic and stood far away and yelled the lyrics much higher and louder. And they go like this.
I waited for too long.
I turned them way down too, so it's just a little hint of it.
I waited for too long. I waited for too long.
And those were the vocals I ended up working with, and I'm kind of happy with it. I like the melancholy mood of it, and that's where the vocals are for this. But when I was listening to the playback of the vocal recordings as I was working on them, there's this one spot in the song where there's kind of a little gap. The band does a hold after finishing the way that the song progression goes, and I thought it would be kind of neat to try something more. So you can see here on these tracks, I've got these little envelopes underneath them, and that's because on each track, I added an effect. It's called a rubber band pitch shifter to it. And I set that up so it can do this.
I waited.
So what that is on each track, I made it sound like the tape kind of had a glitch. The tape was old, or the tape was getting caught in the loop or something, just during that break between the vocal line. And each one of them was drawn by hand at different ranges. I just randomly drew them in that section so they would all warble in, not doing it all at once, but kind of making everything warble, so everything was kind of messed up about it. So I added that in there to really just nail down that whole old tape concept. Plus, on the original live stream recording that we did, the song version that we had was like, we did it for like maybe 6 minutes, and I edited that down on the video for our YouTube channel when I released it, and I made it look like the video ran out of tape or the tape broke or something like that. So if we listen to the original track from the live stream with just the drums and the piano, that's how I ended the video. I just had it kind of cut out, and even the visuals on it kind of blink. I ended up doing the same thing with all the instruments, including the vocals, and making them break at the exact same spot.
I waited far too long.
And it makes it sound like the tape ran out or something like that. So I was really happy that was there at the end, because it kind of inspired the warbly tape thing in the middle to really just drive that home. So I was pretty happy with the outcome of that song experiment. I've backed that up on our GitHub now, and I'm going to be releasing it soon. So keeping in line with the movie soundtrack releases that we've been doing, they all have friction in the title, and this one does too. So this one's going to be called Melancholy Friction. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be coming out very soon. And I'm thinking about doing more of these videos and showing how we write music, record, and collaborate using GitHub and open source tools. So I'd be curious to know what you think, and if you'd like to see more, let me know, and I will see you next time.